everyone, welcome back at my next video, and as I promised, actually something about other expressions and terms connected and associated with cut. So cut or cutting in different expressions and terms in compound nouns, compound adjectives, or compound terms or expressions and how they use it. It's quite peculiar, it's interesting, so maybe you can have fun. And basically, I try to make it as short as possible again. So I say the expression from my screen. I have a list, and I explain or I put some sentence on top of it, and then we just go through all the list. So the first one is brush cut, which means actually the type of the very short haircut, really very close to the scalp for ladies or for gentlemen, the guys, especially for soldiers, very popular. Clean cut means very significant, very sharply cut, very sharp cut of something. For instance, clean cut of some edge or the paper or the lawn. Clear cut means very significant, very obvious, very evident, very clear. Indisputable, something very certain, that's a clear cut. It can be information, it can be anything. It doesn't need to be actually something physical or material. The next one is clear cutting, and it's the process of cutting down actually the wood, the forest, the wood. So clear cutting is actually just removing all the trees, removing actually everything from the forest. Cold cuts, it's connected with parties, dinners, or Swedish tables, and it's specifically in American English, because that means these kind of slices of meat but cold, yeah. So cold meat sliced and cut in some pieces and served on the dishes or on the tables or Swedish tables or on the plates. Cost cutting, all the managers and economically oriented people know what is cost cutting is actually put the cost down, so put the expenses of the company or generally expenditures or expenses down. Cost cutting is a process. All the managers who want to keep the budgets under controls, they know exactly what's cost cutting. Crew cut is the same basically like brush cut, very short cut of the hair, ladies or gentlemen, guys, soldiers, whoever. And crew cut means actually very specifically oriented. So it's oriented specifically for haircuts. Cut and dried or cut and dry means actually something very ordinary, something very common, general, very normal, very routine. So it can be something like routine stuff or cut and dried information, data, something very ordinary and simple. Cut and paste means actually put together from different sources. So cut and paste is something like copy and paste, but cut and paste is not basically only for the technologies and computers, but cut and paste means something from like put together from different sources, something like little bit like it's a little sloppy or crap style of put together something. Cut and try means to experiment, to try it. So test it. So it's something like just experiment and testing it. Cut and try, so it means something like we just try it and then we see. The next one is actually cut glass, and cut glass is literally cut glass, something like cut or kind of polish type of the glass, and specifically on the surface. You have actually encountered with that kind of stuff, maybe from your grandmothers. Especially Czech Bohemian glass is cut like in that style. It can be vases, bowls, or the different dishes style, cut glass. Cut grass means actually to cut the grass, literally, by very, very sharp razors and sharp knives. So that's cut grass. The next one is cut price, and cut price means actually put the price down, so cut the price. So actually something in sales, something very cheap, put the price down. Cut rate is again the same. Cut price, cut rate means something, some goods or some material or products actually bought cheaper, bought in sales or for a really cut price, for the price is really down. Cutthroat is adjective, and it means it's very specifically connected in business English. Cutthroat competition, cutthroat competitors. It means somebody who is absolutely intolerant or something which is almost killing, almost very, very tough, fierce, sharp competition or somebody or who has no actually regards to anybody. So very strong word, yeah. Cutthroat is usually used in movies with some crimes or with the killers and murders, or in a business with competition. Cut time means it's a music term. It's actually alla breve. It's in Italian, coming from Latin. So cut time, I think, is this time of the rhythm in the music. Very specific. Cutting angle means literally the angle under which something is cut. So cutting angle like this or this. So of some cutting machine, what is the cutting angle? Cutting board is in the kitchen, this board where you cut or slice something, chop something, meat, vegetables, fruits. Cutting edge means also cutting edge is specifically oriented to be the top in the technologies or in the area, in some field, to be at the top of something. So cutting edge, technologies, cutting edge lessons, classes, to be on the top, to be the best, to be superb, to be perfect. Cutting horse means specifically horse who is actually oriented or focused on cutting some part of the herd from the other. So cutting horse, very specific term. The next one is cutting room, and it's also literal because cutting room means actually that room which is used for cutting, and it's a term from production of movies and films and some services around the movies. Editing, so actually you can say editing room because you edit and cut the movie into some other stuff, so that's it. Cutting tool means the tool or some part of the machine which is used for cutting and slicing and chopping. So yeah, cutting tool, literally. The next one is emerald cut. Emerald cut is actually type of the cut of the diamond, so into the emerald style. So something like about diamonds or smaragd. So emerald cut is specifically oriented for jewelries. Half cut is an adjective. Not many people know that, but it's very specifically used for naivety and not matured people. Immature, naive. So you can say, he's half cut. So he's not matured enough. He's immature or he's just naive. Jump cut is actually in the movie or in the documentary or series, something like cut in the middle and you turn into another scene or another shot of the movie or video. So jump cut is actually very strong cut of the movie or the scene or the video. The next one is a leaf cutting bee, which I'm not going to actually explain because it's a specific bee and it's really for beehives and for people around the bees. Low cut means actually for ladies in the fashion. Low cut means actually the décolletage is very low, or low cut especially in dresses that it goes very deeply into the cleavage. So that's a low cut specifically for fashion. Pay cut means actually cutting the payments and not paying enough or not paying at all. So pay cut means actually to shorten the payments and not actually paying. Power cut, we all know, is something like blackout, because power cut means actually that the electricity is down. So we don't have any electricity, so it's actually like cutting of the electricity because of problems or some kind of failure or emergency. Press cutting is actually to cut out or cutting from the newspapers or magazines. So especially from newspaper press cutting. So you cut the press a little bit and you glue it, stick it somewhere. Price cut, as I said, actually already it's complete cost cutting and cutting down the prices. The same price cutting, then rose cut, which is again, rose cut is something with diamonds and emeralds or smaragds, because it is specifically the cut into the style of rosetta or rose, yeah. Then rough cut. Rough cut means just a copy of not fully cut and edited movie. It's a copy of, which is like a rough cut of the movie, which is still not completely edited. Shortcut means something like a really short way, short access, short something into some source. So it means not only on your windows, on your screens, shortcut, we know what it means, but also shortcut into some process, shortcut home, shortcut into some source of something. So you don't take a long journey, you shortcut. And I think that's more or less all. So we manage it in 10 minutes, because then you can meet with cut anywhere else. But I think these are the basic which you can actually really find out very easily somewhere, and you can actually use it off. I think it's quite interesting. You can still find something else, but I think these are really all. Thank you very much. See you next time.